Hey, it's me. While I was doing the Valentine's Day special, somebody asked me how I write such good scripts for my videos. Well, honestly, I don't use scripts that often, but when I do, I like to write them in wingdings. Look, I spent 10 years of my life figuring out how to read this. Swimming. You know, nobody would really expect a sport where people hop into the water and flail around for 2 minutes to be so high stakes and entertaining, but it is. I mean, it isn't my favorite sport of all time by a long shot, but it's fun enough for me to have a good time every single meet and practice. However, there are a few questionable elements of this sport that decrease the value of fun, for me at least. So obviously, it's not a perfect sport. First of all, our high school swim team is called the Lava Bears. Now, bears are awesome and vicious, but they only get in the water when they have to. That's what we are. Almost half the team found some excuse to hate practice at the beginning of the season, and that was a huge bummer that made me respect the sport a little less. Don't get me wrong, I never considered quitting or hating the sport just because of what other people thought about it. Some of my teammates just made it less enjoyable when they said stuff like, "Ugh, I don't want to get in the water, it's too cold." And then the next week, when we were in another pool, they would say, "Ugh, I don't want to get in the water, it's too hot." To make things worse, I was always the first guy in the pool, and the people who got in after me would do 3 times less warm-up and say they were finished. Admittedly, I could be a bit of an a-hole sometimes when I looked at them and said, "Bro, you're not done with the warm-up," and they would look at me like, "Who is this kid?" But besides that, which was minimal enough that it was excusable, the rest of swimming was pretty fun. The practices are different every day, so it wasn't boring. The sport is good conditioning for other sports, and there are a lot of friends that I was able to interact with during the season. Then there are the meets. If you're familiar enough with this channel, you should know that I go to a lot of meets. I have a blast at every meet I go to, and they really feel like a test of how much you've improved from the last one. This makes every race satisfying and or motivating for you to reach the next level of good swimming, and this is a factor absent in other team sports because the mistakes you make in those are strictly based off of the conditions. In swimming, it's you in the pool. No obstacles, no defenders, no touchdowns. It's a sport where you can't get angry at other factors because there aren't any, which makes it simultaneously relaxing and exciting. Another positive is the gray area. In most sports, it's win or lose. In swimming, you can land anywhere in between 1st and 8th place in your race, and scores quantified by time instead of points. In football, you can beat a team 102-0, but it's just a win. In swimming, you can get 15 seconds off of your best time and get second but still be happy. This is a satisfying feeling that can't be found in many other sports, and that's one of the main reasons I like swimming. Overall, the meets and the people, when they're not complaining, combined with the increasing levels of satisfaction, make this sport worthy of anybody's time. I recommend this sport with a solid 8.5 out of 10. No, actually, 4.25 out of 5. That's different.